All right, the time is 8:26. Can I get a motion to move back into public session?
I'll make a motion.
Mrs. Nickerson got the motion. Mrs. Sundin got the second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Excuse me, I'll take forever. No. All right, with that, can I get a motion to approve item H in its entirety? Mrs. Nickerson, second by?
I'll second.
Mrs. Woods, all right, multiple voices there. Any discussion on item H?
Nickerson Woods, Nickerson Woods.
All those in favor of H? Thank you. With that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Colabufo for an introduction.
I would like to welcome and congratulate Dr. Kristen Collins, over 14 years experience right now from the West Seneca District as their Director of Special Education. She's already had the opportunity to come in and meet with Michelle Lanya, our Director of Special Education. We're thrilled. Thank you for sitting through this meeting. I know we're going to pick your brain on some of the BOCES things because I know that's right up your alley as well. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Welcome to the district.
Thank you.
All right, moving into item, oh yeah, you're welcome to stay. We will not be offended, however.
I'm saying, you're stuck with me.
All right.
Most we meant for the meeting, not just overall.
Yeah.
You're stuck with me. I'm stuck.
All right, move into item E, reports, and unfinished business is just on there as a reminder, but that's coming in September, which is an update on the dashboards and data and everything from Forecast 5. Refresh my memory, is that the second meeting in September?
That is the plan as of right now. Arena and myself has had an extensive conversation and a conference call today. I did voice, and so did Arena, that we wanted to be at a different spot right now as we look at how other districts have it up there. We spoke with the highest person you could possibly speak with today, and he's going to give us a whole update, and he's going to make things happen. He's going to talk to us next Monday. Give us. So I'm still want to say we're on par with that, but he's going to make it a lot better for us.
All right, so you'll update us at the next one.
Yep.
That'll work. Mrs. Fishman, any EP reports? Nope. All right. Just a couple quick things. Number one, next week, as I mentioned when Mr. Cobb was here, the Oswego County School Board Association, of which we're a member, has scheduled a meeting with the president of the Central New York School Board Association. And it's one of those meetings that is a little bit of a call to action meeting. We're expressing displeasure at the level of effort, frankly, of Central New York School Board in a lot of areas, most notably that we have the executive director is retiring, had announced that very early this year, and they just recently got around to beginning the whole interview formation process, so they're not paying enough attention to that, and just calling them out on, frankly, some things that, they're not offering the kind of education opportunities that they should to component districts. It's not a small chunk of change, and so depending on how that goes and the outcome of it, you may hear me bring it up again and encouraging our board to, if they don't change things, to not be a member and they won't get our funds. And but we're trying to do that, get as many districts to move on that if we need to. So that's why we're meeting with them, let them know that we have a lot of districts that are looking to hold them a little more accountable. So
Who's going this meeting?
so I'm your representative for Oswego County. Yeah, it's everyone from the Oswego County School Board, so one person from each district is invited. And the only other thing is, and I think I mentioned it, so at future meetings, after talking to Tom, Pearl, Connie, everyone getting some input, but we are going to be consistent. So H in the future, the personnel part, is going to become, I think, D. So it's going to move up so that when we have employees, they don't have to wait till the very end of the meeting. That's number one. And then we will also move up. Oh, Pearl, you're testing my eyes here. We're going to move up. I think we're going to move up G and H. G and H will move up in the agenda. And so our longer discussions, including reports and items for action discussion, will become more like the second half of the meeting, so that For the rare times, I know, but when we do have community members here where it's more of the routine stuff, if they just want to be there, or if their name is in there for some reason, that they don't have to sit through that if they don't want to, and since administration is good with that. So if there's no concerns with the board from that, then Pearl's good with making that change at the next meeting. And then I'll open it up for any other board members. Any topics you would like to bring up, whether it's to discuss now or just get on the agenda for future meetings.
I just have a question about our website. I was just wondering if it's defined as ADA compliant.
Very much so.
Okay.
And we also bought a module called Ally that will scan it daily and give us a report about
Well, I just know that
percentage of compliance.
I know we've been doing it at work too, so I was just wondering, you know, because we do the broadcast, is that being done also?
Yes,
Okay.
they're closed captioned, so.
That's why it's not live anymore, Randy, that's why it's the next day's.
I just haven't seen it myself.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I wanted to know if it was.
The only thing, honestly, that wasn't, so music boosters in sports, we're gonna have to have access, and I already talked to the music booster president, and they understand that, and they're gonna be, actually, the person is actually on Reina's district tech committee. We can have that access, because even though it's music boosters, that's on our website, we have to be, everything has to be ADA compliant. Because there are lawyers right now just trolling every single website across the state trying to get somebody, correct?
And then, since Randy brought up the website, just, I guess, food for thought for the board. Because I've heard comments about the website. I know it's, I think you're referring to it as a soft launch, right?
Right.
So just in case you hear things from community, it's not the finished product. The soft launch is going to be refinement. But what is the preferred method, like whether it's community or even board members? If there's something they see that they're like, oh, I'd like to see this, how do you want that to be funneled in? Through the website? Or?
Yes, there's a webmaster address right on the website, and we've been getting things from people with suggestions and comments about the webpage. So that way, if it's internal to the district, we use Help Desk. So Heather Schuss is in our Help Desk, and she picks up tickets and makes some revisions, changes, adds things, whatever. So we have a process internally and externally that, or you guys can jump email me as well. That's easier.
Excellent. Any other topics from the board? All right, turn it over to Mr. Cogrupo.
It's going to be very brief. So what I would like to do is set up at one of these board meetings, whether it's before, whether it's after, it probably have to be during the meeting time, but just a quick kind of tour of the work that's already been done in this building. I'd love to show you just real quick. There were two students, they're going to be juniors, and they were walking around with one of the teachers today, and they came down and they asked me, could they see the Career Center? And so I said, sure. So I was able to show them. I asked the construction people, there was no construction going on, it was after they were gone. I said, can I kind of give a tour to this spot? And they said, yeah, you can go in this area. So they were blown away at the Career Center. They had to make sure they're actually in the cafeteria part of it, because when they left, there were, if you haven't been down there, that's why I want to have this tour. It's amazing, it's drywalled right now, it's phenomenal. Other people that I've shown videos, I've gotten emails from just parents going, oh my God, I was alum. It's amazing to see those ugly red walls gone in the auditorium, and they're so excited for that. And I'm going to be continuing on my blog to put updated videos and pictures. The other part of the tour that I'd love to be able to show you is what has transpired at Millard Hawk since we have shut down half that building. It's pretty amazing, considering the fact that the work it's been 60, 70 years when we took those floors up, and what they're doing. So I would love to be able to give you guys all advance notice on when that could be, but I'd love to be able to give you a tour, because for the most part, out of a $41 million referendum in 2017, 3/4 of that nobody will ever see, because unless they go on our roofs or they go into our walls and look at the electrical. They saw the turf, they saw the stadium, and they were excited. But what people are, especially the students, when they get excited, they're like, oh my God, it's right there. And so we can be in the cafeteria and then we can come in. And I'm like, that's the whole purpose of that. And then they were a little worried because Cool Beans was like just non-existent. And I brought them around the corner and I showed them where it is now, and they were floored by that. So I would love to be able to show the board this, but I also want to have, Paul just got back from vacation, but there's a, well, and part of my calling all the references, West Seneca, where we just hired our Assistant Director of Special Education. Their website is the same, it's Blackboard, and they have a part of all capital project. And I love the way that it's laid out. You can click on the, I'm drawing a blank, the overlay, Maureen, not the capital project, but,
Floor plans?
no, not overlay, when you do like a $100,000 project, the outlay, yeah, projects, and you click on it, and you see for each of the buildings, I love that it's right there visually. It shows each of the buildings, the floor plans, and all the renovations. I thought it was very impressive. So that's something I want to touch base with Paul about, since that's the same website that we have, platform. So all in all, that's really the big thing that I wanted to talk about. I'm very, very happy about the construction. They are working at an astronomical pace, and we're excited.
Tom, just because you brought up the capital project, I happened to be at Cole this week, and they're still without power. In some parts of the building, that's all gonna be squared away before school starts?
I was told, yes, that we would all be up and running. Another thing about that is the shed, that absolutely is not finished. You know how you were asking me?
Oh, yeah, every time I go by, I notice the brick kind of bus, used to be maybe a bus garage building or whatever, that's just
Yes,
not
there's
finished.
no
and
flashing.
Yeah, it's ordered, there's waiting for it.
And again, just a shout out to Paul Brissett. Literally, he's a mastermind when it comes to getting all of these things set. He did it last year and everybody had a lot of worries, and then it happened. And the way that he's able to kind of put everything together as the puppet master for making sure all of our rooms and everything are ready. I know at this time of year, some of the teachers want to get in, and I get CC'd on those emails, and they get excited because they want to get in there really now, especially the elementary. But he's got a system, and he works some miracles.
So since you mentioned it, is everyone good at the next board meeting? I don't think it's anything particularly long or excruciating, but we could make it the last thing on the agenda, get everything else done, and then those that want, hopefully everyone can, go on a tour, see whatever we want to see of the updates on the capital project and stuff. So, Earl, can you note that? We'll add it in. Excellent. We're going to move into item F, the action items, and we're going to take these one by one. And Pearl, it's after 2B? F. Oh, entirety of F2. Okay, excellent. So, can I get a motion to accept item F1, the approval of the second reading of proposed district policies? Mrs. Nickerson, second by Mrs. Fishman. Open it up for discussion, and I apologize, Mrs. Phillips, because I didn't get a chance to ask you this before the meeting. It's not a big deal, but on the number 7511, the immunization of students, I assume the wording in there that that's mandated, because it's talking about, so if a student isn't immunized, we're reporting to a health official, right? That's mandated. Okay, just making sure. Any other discussion on that? After we approve, these will become policy. This is the second reading. So, all those in favor? Thank you. So I will make a motion to accept item F2, all three subheadings, A, B, and C. These are the school tax rate, the library tax rate, and the STAR reimbursement. Can I get a second? Second by Mrs. Nickerson. Any discussion on those? There being none, all those in favor? Thank you. And at this point, we'll ask the audience to keep themselves amused while we sign a whole bunch of tax warrants. No one told about this when you were running, Kathy.
Nobody said bring no. Does it matter what color? Doesn't matter. No pink.
Okay, as long as Tom and I can send ours to you, Aaron.
No, thanks.
I just do my first letter and then it.
It's all.
I read mine
You got
too,
one.
like, I'm like a third grade.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah, but,
So on that,
I love it, it's squiggle. No, is that?
Mine? Is it? I don't know, look at it. It's pretty similar.
only time I ever got like called out of the principal's office and accused of anything was forging my dad's signature. They didn't believe that anyone could do that messy.
Chris, yours was like 3 mountains.
Sure.
Yeah, something's gotta be coming this way. Pearl, did you know the log jam connecting right there? Christie, don't, you're rushing. You put your hand in like I'm taking too long.
You're lucky I'm not pulling it up.
This gets broadcast in
I
56
feel like I could
countries.
draw some yeah.
Come on.
Listen. It's worse when it's.
I can sign stuff all day. My signature. Those are my pay isn't good on that.
Maureen knows this drives me nuts because I like to read everything before I sign it.
Oh, that's right.
It's
You
painful, yeah.
want, well, Pearl, put up the tax rate, we can talk about it.
Thank you, sir. I read that part.
Okay, these have to go to each of the 11 townships. They need a warrant that reflects what's in those tax rates. And we could sign 13 of them because Clay and Cicero need 2 originals. So basically, you're signing for each township what's on that grid up there. Wonderful.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
that's it?
Yeah.
Wait, something changed. It
Great
seemed way
job,
quicker than
Brenda.
past years.
Great job. Who's also on College Career Readiness Committee.
All right, can I get a motion to accept item F3, the approval of the Special Patrol Officers Agreement?
I'll make it.
Mr. Loy, second by Mrs. Sundit. Any discussion other than for the public, just pointing out the only change is that, as approved last year, we added a 4th patrol officer, so that's the change. There being no discussion, all those in favor? I think I got everyone, thank you.
And also would be remiss if I didn't say, I want to give Connie a big shout out. So she's spending a ridiculous amount of time on title grants. Well, we actually qualify for a Title IV grant, which we never had before, which would allow us, fitting in the guidelines, to actually put a lot of the 4th Special Patrol Officer right into that grant and not out of general fund. And also other positions that we have that actually meet that need. So kudos to Connie, it's a ridiculous amount of time.
That is great, yep. All right, I will make a motion to accept item G in its entirety. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Mrs. Wood, any discussion on G? All those in favor? Thank you, and I would like to recognize Brewerton PTO for a great, large donation dedicated to arts and education. Yeah, I was going to say music and the arts, but I knew that wasn't right. Very much appreciated, and just in general, all the PTOs. Do we have any more PTAs? Do we have one? But anyway, all of our parents, teacher, student groups. Yeah, so I think it's mostly PTOs. Just everything they do and that they do for our students. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so I would be remiss. Why did only that one? So, sorry, now I'm picking up what Christie's laying down. Brewerton Elementary PTO, Hastings Mallory Elementary PTO, Millard Hawk, the PV Moore Music Boosters, Student Government, Drama Club, DECA, and Merry-Go-Round Playhouse. So Merry-Go-Round Playhouse is donating 2, or that's going out?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Merry-Go-Round Playhouse. And Pearl, you'll do the normal letters and stuff from the board. Thank you very much. That was the end of the voting, so I have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Mrs. Fishman, second by Mr. Loy. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Have a great night, and once again, Dr. Collins, welcome to the district.
Thank you.